Hello, everybody from around the world. This is Samson coming to you from Los Angeles, California. Wow. Welcome, everybody. As I scroll through the people logging in, and we have people logging in from everywhere right now. Welcome, everybody. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Now, today we have a very, very special session with an amazing lady I met not too long ago. And when I heard her story, I was very excited, her first time in the industry, but because of her diverse background, she's very well suited for our business. She comes from a background of a social worker, extremely well educated, actually graduated from one of the best schools in California, one of the top schools. You have to be pretty smart to get in there. So she's pretty smart. But on top of that, she and her husband have been in many types of businesses. I would call them serial entrepreneurs. So please welcome Pati from Santa Ana. Hello, Pati.
Hi, welcome. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this wonderful webinar. Samson, thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. I just love everything I do with Samson. It's fun. It's a blast. Why? Because look at that smile. He's always got this wonderful, positive attitude in everything he does. And that's why I just enjoy very much being a part of this webinar. So thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much for the compliment. But I have to say, you kind of involuntarily got recruited into participating in this training, originally as host, but we discussed and we're going to co-create something amazing for everybody out there.
Yes.
I would say that from our conversation in the planning of this webcast, I think we talk about how your journey is and how it's going, and we want today to share with everybody that journey that you have, but also in addition to learn from your experience and beyond, because a lot of the times, like we talked about yesterday, one of my favorite saying is, we don't know what we don't know. Right now, maybe you can share a little bit from your own words, your background with our audience from around the world.
So I am a girl that's from a very small town up in Northern California. I grew up in a small little town that just was one high school. Everyone went there, everyone knew each other, and it was a little family. And my teachers would come over and have tamales, and whenever we had graduations, my parents are immigrants from Mexico, and I grew up in a family of 6 kids, 3 boys, 3 girls, and we were dairy farmers in Mexico. So we had lots of cattle. We were always on, playing around on the ranch and stuff, and then we moved into the city from Mexico to this town in Northern California, and that's where I grew up. And it was a fun upbringing. That's where it's very close to Berkeley, so that's why I had my high hopes on going to that amazing school, which I'm very honored to have been admitted and graduated from there a long time ago. And we are a Berkeley family. My young brother went there as well, but it was a very big journey, to go from a kid that was only speaking Spanish when she was young, and then going through school, and then getting into this wonderful university. That was one of the big challenges of my life. I wanted to do that, and I said, how is it that I can get there? So I think that's been something that has driven me, and I think I get that from my parents. My parents have a drive, they came to this country with very little, and they've created just, all of us went to college. We've all have successful lives, and I think they have a lot to be proud of. And, they did it with a 2nd and 3rd grade education. So I just think it's pretty amazing, that I have that. I feel like they've given me that drive, to know that you can go anywhere and be anywhere and create whatever it is that you want to create. So.
Wow. Well, let me ask you. I mean, it sounds amazing, because your whole family, all of you are first generation, yeah?
Right.
Right. So you're born in Mexico, but grew up here.
Yes.
And obviously you came when you were very young because you hardly have any accent, right? I'm sure your español is perfecto, right?
Sí, hablo español, me encanta el idioma.
Okay, very.
Y es algo que yo les enseño a mis hijos también.
Ah, muy bien.
I also teach my kids Spanish. I think culture is what kind of like creates depth to us, right? And I think it's good that we understand and know who we are from our ancestors. And one is to like make our legacy of our ancestral legacy better, you know? And so I think that's something that I'm very happy to have a part of my life, you know, and I feel it makes layers of me more interesting. And I just think that it's like anything, you know, it's just, I feel like the more cultures we know, I think it just enriches our lives. So.
Well, so let me ask you this question because your whole family's first generation.
Yes.
Now, and look, we have a lot of people from around the world that don't know that University of California, Berkeley is one of the top schools in California, if not, you know, all across the US. Now, you talk about that drive.
Yes.
Now, I'm curious because I always thought, and what I've seen, and from my own experience, it takes a lot of challenge, and it takes certain type of people to overcome those challenges with a certain drive to create their success. Right. So even if maybe if you can think about it for a second and articulate it to us, what obviously Berkeley was a goal, is good education, and it looks good on paper, right? So, but is there any way for you to articulate your day-to-day thinking or something that you think about often that builds that drive or grows the drive?
I think of my mom. You know, my mom came here with a second grade education. She left everything she had. We still have lots of land in Mexico. We have cattle in Mexico. So my mom manages all of her businesses in Mexico still, but she lives here because this is where we all are. And I think about her and my father leaving everything they had, even though they were very successful, because they wanted to make a better life for our kids, for her kids. She wanted them to study. She wanted them to have more freedom of wealth. And so I think of them and I think, oh my God, if my mom could, you know, do what she did and create buy a home here. She learned how to drive when she was 50. Okay. When she was 50, she learned how to drive because and she never needed to drive. And my dad drove her everywhere, but then, you know, my dad passed away and so she had to figure out how to raise 6 children, you know, and I think about her and just how she defined the opportunity. You know, she created that because she had to feed us, she had to clothe us, she had to make sure we were getting a good education. So I think of a woman with a second grade education with no opportunities other than the ones that she made. And I think I can dig deep in me and create that drive.
Wow.
You know, so
that's beautiful. And I think in a sense, you know, of course I have a couple of kids too. And if you're a parent out there, just like me and Patty, well, all of you out there know the feeling of love for your kids, and you want to really, you know, give your best to provide a good life for them and give them an opportunity. Yeah. And right. Your mom sounds like just an incredible woman, incredible.
So strong. She's an amazing strength, and she's been through so much, and yet she has the biggest smile. You know, she's always smiling. That's one thing that, you know, every picture I see of her, every time I talk to her, she's always got this wonderful smile. And I just say, wow, I really have to be more grateful. And I have to really think about like how fortunate, you know, and grateful that I am.
Yeah. So. Well, obviously the drive is in your DNA because is not only physically, mentally, and you see it every day. And I think it sounds like from your appreciation, your gratitude
Yes.
of what your mom did. You want to really, live that through in your life. Is that right?
I do. And I think that us as humans, we have that drive. Everybody has that drive. I really, really believe, me as a social worker, trained as a social worker through Berkeley and working in the field for 15 years, I saw the human drive. I saw it, I witnessed it. When people are trying to just survive whatever circumstance, you can see how creative and how they just drive to do. And what I feel like is lacking is we need more opportunities, right? We need like better opportunities, positive opportunities, so that the human drive can excel, and I think like that's why I love this business, because anybody can do it. My mom could do this, and why? Because even though she only has a second grade education, and although I went to Berkeley, I know that she has the drive, and she has the will to succeed at like what it is that she wants to do.
So let me ask you a question sorry to cut you off there.
No, that's it.
So let me ask you a question then. So from your, obviously you touch a lot of people's lives as a social worker, and you're very smart and you're a people person. So is there any way, maybe you can articulate for us if it's possible, how, if people don't have the drive, let's say somebody is just at a regular job, and they're going to 9 to 5, but they feel like they want to take a step to be entrepreneur. They want to go out and strike out and have their own business. So can they learn the drive? Can they create the drive, or does it have to be somebody who already had it?
I believe in the human spirit. I believe that the human spirit is built with that drive, because that's why we survived so many generations and so many years, right? Human beings are made to be successful at driving themselves to be better, and to be to survive, and so I think we have to look at like what it is that drives you, so everybody has different we create our different values and morals and stuff. And so I think like what we want to do is reach in deep into ourselves and say, this is what's going to drive me to make sure I succeed and I survive and my family does. So, and I think at this time, at this moment in our history, everyone is looking for that. They're searching for that drive to be what? Healthy, more successful, to have stability. And I think this is a time where like we really can hone this business and create it to make that next level of success for us, So
how have you put your vision together? I mean, the thing that drives you.
I have to say, you guys, this team, Jeanette, this whole team has been phenomenal for me. I'm a social worker. I'm a very social person, and I feed off of other people. And I think that this business creates these teams, and they are like immediately, like because I didn't get involved in this business as a business. I got involved because of the product. I wanted something that was going to help my health. And then from there, I was introduced to it as like this business. And when I saw the platform and I saw the 6 ways to earn, I was like, this is phenomenal. This is not unlike any other business I've ever done, because we've done very traditional businesses, real estate, owning a cabinet business, owning a bank, doing like investments with other friends and family. So we've done so many different levels of investments. And this was something that I just didn't believe that it was simple, but so simple that anybody can do it, but not simple to the fact like it's simple-minded. It's not. It's a very communal kind of earning. It's like everybody is working together for the same purpose, and that's to better their dreams. So I want to share with you guys my dream. It's a little bit shallow, I have to say, because I saw my other friends from my team. They had like opening an orphanage and, you know, lots of beautiful, heartwarming things. And I was like, as a social worker, I was kind of embarrassed. But then I was like, these are my dreams of this year. Okay, so maybe later on they'll change. But as of now, this is my vision board.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so tell us a little bit about it.
Sorry.
So
Oh, I'm so sorry.
A little bit about your vision board.
So this is my vision board. Do you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So my vision board says, these are the things that I really want right now. I want a beach house because I feel like going somewhere where it's closer to nature, I get refreshed and I get revised. So I need some sort of like someplace beautiful, you know, that I can just see the ocean. Then I have my dream home, you know, and I put the prices of everything. This is $5 million. My dream home is $2 million. You know, I want some beautiful jewelry because I love jewelry. I just love, but I want designer jewelry. And then I want like a designer handbag, and I want our family to take a first class ticket to Paris, you know? And then, but most important, you know, I did say I want health, you know, because that's what got me into this business. This is my health. You know, I want to maintain my health. And I feel so fortunate to have found something that is not only going to provide me with health, but is also going to help me provide me with wealth so I can get my visions and my dreams fulfilled. So this is it's kind of elementary, but it's fun. It was fun to do. And you know what I realized with this what we do here as a team is this business in the box that Kim Hui has like helped us create, and you, Samson and Yvonne, is that you really just have to follow the steps. You know, they're just simple steps, and it reminds me of a class. You know, like my favorite classes at school, where like the teacher gives you the syllabus, and it's up to you, you know, to decide what kind of grade you want to get. You know, it's up to you what kind of, you know, if you want to like create this new research or that everything, you know. So it's like you can be as great as you want, or you can just, you know, do as the minimal, you know, and pass. And so that's what it kind of reminds me of. And this is what's so nice about this business, is that you can, it's at your pace. And it's like, basically, I had this one professor, he said, you guys all grade yourselves, you know, everyone wanted an A, of course. But then what you do is you grade yourself, but you also, the proof is in the pudding, right? It's like, how is your business growing? You know, so that's what makes it more like, it revives you, because it's like, oh, we can really create something that's everlasting, you know? And so that's what's been fun about starting this journey, you know?
That is very interesting. You know, when you know, obviously you have sponsored quite a few people, and I've also worked with a lot of people around the world. For most people, they are at all different stages.
Mm-hmm.
You know? For somebody like you are a very grounded person because you've done so many different businesses, and your judgment, your perspective of what this platform is how, you know, successful people look at it, because you got to come in with a big vision, right? And you see the potential because you already know the ins and out, or the hard work that's involved in the other businesses, the risk, the effort involved, the amount of resources, money you have to invest in, etc. So you see right here already, invest very little, but the potential is huge because it's global. And then, because I want to say that because a lot of people come in, they think invest small, potential small. Mm-hmm. But that's not the case. I think a lot of business owners, and I'm a business owner just like you, you know, I used to have 3 retail stores, been in real estate, was an auctioneer. One thing I saw was where can you find a business where it's already set up for you? You just jump in and to work it. And with and you, what do? Buy some product to use and to share. That's it. So you know, it's something like you said before. We can say it's like a business in a box. The value is huge. So at the end of the day, I think, and you know, you can comment on it too. For me, what I realized, it doesn't matter what business it is, because one thing that creates wealth is not about how much you invest. It's not necessarily even how much you get back at the ROI, return on investment. But to create wealth is actually generating positive cash flow, right? And that's your daily operation, the revenue minus the expense. So in our platform, we only buy one product a month, maybe a coffee here and there, right? Now we do a lot of Zooms, right? And so, but if we can generate positive cash flow, you know, and build on that over and over again, because we got highly consumable product that, you know, you came in, you love it. You probably use all the product, yeah?
I love all the products. And that was one of the, I guess, selling points, you want to say, why I decided to join as a business partner. You know, because I was just a consumer before. I just enjoyed the products, but when I saw how consumable they were, you know, I go around looking for, especially after my health scare, it's like I needed to find something that's going to maintain my health. And I think that's, health is, I like on my vision board, it's priceless. You know, it's priceless. You can't put a price tag on your health. So you need to maintain it as best as you can so that you can grow, you know.
That's right.
Gracefully. So that was what really told me, wow, even though we think it's very simple, but it's not a simple-minded business. You know, I want to get that straight. It's not a simple-minded business. It's very simple. It's very transparent, but it's not translucent. You know, it's very substantial. You know, and so I think we kind of, like, when I first joined, I was like, this is unreal. You know, like, I heard all these stories, I met all of these wonderful, successful people, and I said, you know, this is definitely something that that has created, given these successful people a platform to really create and do an excellent job at what they wanted to do all their lives, you know, and that's, you know, to succeed economically, to succeed, you know, in creating a freedom of having a business like this.
I mean, like you, right? One beach house, $5 million beach house, $2 million, you know, normal house, right?
Right.
Then go shopping, have fun, yeah.
Yes, and I want your lifestyle. I definitely want your lifestyle.
Well, okay, so we can't say too much, but okay, so let's give the audience some meat and potatoes, right? Or veggie and potatoes, whatever you want to call it. Okay, suppose. So Patty, so let's talk about how you started on this journey. Now you said, of course, I know your sponsor, Amy, right?
Dr. Sway.
Dr. Sway. She's a very successful acupuncturist in Southern California. She's, as a matter of fact, you mentioned she might be still working right now. It's 7 o'clock at night. She's so busy. And you've been good friends with her for many years, right? So
many years.
Many years. So there's a lot of trust between the two of you. So when she shared, how did she share the Jeunesse with you?
So, you know, we are a tight group of girls, and we've been friends for like 30 years. And we've all been like, I mean, 30 years, we knew each other when we were young, and we've all been healthy. Nothing has ever happened. And I came down with cancer, and we were all shocked. And I think I never seen, Amy's a very, you know, stout, very educated, grounded, wonderful doctor. And we cried together, and she said, this is just, we didn't expect like this kind of thing to happen to any of us. And so when I started getting healthy, I had to go through an operation, and thank God that they removed everything, but I was very weak. And so she gave me these purple pouches, and she said, Patty, I really want you to take these for your health. That's what she said. Like, I had no idea, because, she saw that I was going through so much, and I think she just wanted to see me healthy. And so I started taking these pouches, and I noticed at first when I took them, I felt like a bus like ran me over, and my body was just like recovering, and it was just detoxifying from probably all the anesthesia and all the medicines and stuff. And so but then within a week and a half, like I started feeling like amazing. And then I noticed that my recovery was much faster than a lot of the people that I went to a group with. And I just said, Amy, this is like the miracle, I didn't say drug, miracle vitamin, And so she's like, yes. And then that's when she told me about then the serum, because we're always caring about our face,
Okay.
And then I was like, why have you been keeping this from me? And then she's like, well, you want to start earning? And we are always sharing investments and stuff. We've invested in other things. And then when she showed me the investment was so little compared to everything I've done before. We've invested hundreds and thousands of dollars, and this investment was so minimal. I was like, but the potential was so big. And that's when I said, okay, I'm in, just sign me up. And I started learning about the program, but it was so easy, because I felt like I was engulfed in this like very positive, supportive group of almost like my social work team that I had before, and people that are just like wanting to see you succeed. And, at first it was, I was trying to figure out how to manage this new thing that I was doing. And so I would get calls from like people, hey, how are you doing? And, and I felt like so accepted, because like we all wanted to create this new life of success. And that's when I was just like, then the people, not only the product bought me and like sold me, I guess you could say, but then the people I would have to work with, and I started sharing with other friends, and those friends of mine have joined. And, my team is small, but I feel like we have such potential. And I love the fact that I feel so supported by people that are like yourself and Yvonne and Kim Hui. And I just feel like this is the best company ever that I've ever been involved with. So,
Great. Well, okay. So now let me just articulate it break it down for the audience out there. Patty, obviously, with Dr. Sway, you guys have a lot of trust, and you're like sisters, right? Am I so far to say you're like sisters?
We are sisters.
They're like that, right? Sister from a different parents.
Yeah,
from different
sister
parents.
from another mister.
Yeah. So obviously, we always talk about when we share something, we share from the heart, because we do care about each other. And, it should be more than just money, because if it's just money, it's very superficial. Right. But really, what earns the trust is about the relationship, right? It's about caring about the other person, especially nowadays, especially in the US or maybe around the world, because especially of the pandemic, we all in it together. Right? I visited somebody today, and there's a sign outside that says, we're all in it together.
Yeah.
And it's really changing around the world. But, obviously, Dr. Sway shared something amazing with you. You two are like sister, you took upon it. And obviously, for your business background, there's a no-brainer, because it helped you already, just physically.
Right.
So I see the passion. You cannot stop smiling like your mom.
And it's just, that's something that I think that's how this business is just, it just is born that way. I know that that's how it was created, and you can see it's just that you just share with people that you care about. And, a couple of my friends, they like the product, a couple don't. And and they're still my friends, you know, so I just want you to understand, like, this is a business that is, it's my business, you know, it's my dream. I hope to make it and help other people see how
No,
they
don't say I hope. It said I will.
I will help other people know that this is a place where they can create their dreams as well and fulfill their dreams. And so I think that that's the biggest ability of this platform, you know, and people are, you know, we're all new. A lot of us are new and a lot of us have been doing this for a while, but in the end, I think we all start the same, you know, it's that getting started is once, you know, the secret to success is just getting started, you know, it's just taking that first step. So
you gotta be in the game to win, right?
yeah, you have to.
Okay.
There's no other way.
So then let's talk about how you got started. So you saw it, you used the product. So now you decided to start, right? Doing the business.
Yes.
Okay. So what did you do at the beginning?
So at the beginning, I was kind of like a little overwhelmed because I'm not a tech savvy person. Okay. And we had all these different kinds of chats. And then we did Zooms because a lot of my team was in Texas and like other places. And I was just kind of the thought, I've never owned a global business. And that's the other thing. I've never owned a global business. So we're like looking at different time zones and stuff. So I was like, wow, I've always like loved everything international. And so I felt like this was like the opportunity I've always been looking for, you know? And so that's how it started. So we just started doing like different kinds of engagements on Zoom and engagements on the chat. And now I'm to a point where like, I feel like this team of mine, I feel so close to them. I feel so supported by them. And my team is always changing, you know, because people are enrolling, and then that's fun because you're meeting new people with like different kinds of background and different kinds of experiences that I think add to the entire team's ability to succeed, you know. So it's so pleasant, I guess, is the best word I can say. It's just a pleasant thing to be a part of.
Okay. Yes. I mean, they're amazing people. All kind, like you said, all different background, with money, no money, you know, all kind of occupation, or maybe just stay at home, etc. So how did you start sharing? What was the activities what is the exact thing you did to start sharing? And
you know, most of the sharing that I've done is been like with Amy, you know, or with Angela. That's another person that I just, you know, she's been very helpful and supportive of me too. Yeah. I just asked them, hey, you know, I have a friend, because I feel like they're more honed and know the platform better because they've been involved longer than I have. And we just like set up a Zoom, or we set up before we were setting up meetings, and that's how I share. And then what I've noticed though is that even though like some people have told me, oh, it's not something I'm really interested in now they're talking to me about it. And and so I'm really thankful that I had shared with them, even though they told me, no, not right now. I'm glad that I shared it with them before, you know, and then they saw that, you know, we are still here for anything, and the viability of it. So it's definitely something that I think is easy to share, because I share from my heart, you know, I share, but I don't, you know, you don't want to be sappy either, you know, because I don't want to cry like I cried with Amy about how much it helped me. But I want to share, like one of my friends right now, she has COVID and she's very weak. And I just spoke to her today, and I told her, you know, I want to share with you this reserve. And she's like, please, you know, send it to me. And that's how I'm going to share it. So there's different opportunities for you to share with different types of people, you know. And one of my girlfriends, I never even thought to invite her to do this business, because she's a very successful travel agent, and she had got involved many like months ago, and her whole business has collapsed. And all she keeps thinking is like, oh my God, like at least I have my foot in the game here, And so I think that's just it. You just kind of share like sincerely, this is an opportunity to help people. And I don't try to push it down their throats. I try to make to know what it is that they need and what it is that they are looking for, and see if it matches. And if they see if it matches, then I invite them to one of our team, like our table talks, which I on Saturday mornings, so that they can meet other people that are normal people, just like you and I. You're not quite normal. You're like an extreme person that is like amazing. I think you should write a book, actually, Samson. I really think you should write a book.
Well, I'm really not any different than any of you, Maybe I just worked there a little bit longer, that's all.
You're humble. But yeah, so that's what I see. Like, that's what we find. And I think they feel comfortable with it. And then the other step that I've noticed about a lot of my friends is like, can I do it? They think, is it possible? Is it doable?
Yeah.
And that's when I show them, and I share with them like different stories. And that's like, and then they meet the team and say, wow, these are just regular people that are trying to invest in a different kind of business, not just like the traditional one. Because I have a lot of friends that are entrepreneur already, but their businesses have been affected in a way that they've never thought would be.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Well, I will have to reiterate that, because like we were talking a little bit earlier about the cash flow. So one thing about business, one thing I learned is cash flow is everything. If your business doesn't create positive cash flow, it's not worth anything, because you'll be losing money the whole way, right? And also because that's actually how investment is, and also how business is, because you want to invest, like some people invest in stocks for dividend, right? Like you invest in the big companies, they pay you a little bit dividend or profit every quarter, right? So you get, and versus some people, they invest for the equity where maybe something grows, right? So, but here what we do on our platform is a system that can, when you, let's say somebody want to be a customer, they buy a product, you earn in the US 12 to 40%. Or if they sign up as a distributor, they buy an enrollment package, then the sponsor earns anywhere from $25 to $500, right? And and across the world, depends on what it is, through this process, you start accumulating, making the cash flow. Now, but the whole key to our platform is that we are incentivized to teach other people. We get paid to teach other people how to create the same transactions over and over again, pretty much. And it could happen in any countries that Jeanette ships to. That's the big thing. So a lot of it is what we call duplication. In a sense, in the past we've talked about is where you have a system and you need to be the one working that system, for example, right? So you got to inject yourself in there. And the more you do it, the more cash flow you can make. And like you were saying earlier, because the product, obviously, it help you. And I would say no matter what, you're going to be consuming that product because it help you physically. I mean, it's when you were mentioning that a little bit earlier, the word conviction came to me. What is our conviction in what we do on this platform in terms of sharing the product and sharing the opportunity? Because like you were saying that your girlfriend, who was a very successful travel agent, all of a sudden all the shutdown, I mean, it brings into reality and it's immediate reality of the very fine points and what makes a the potential for business to be successful and viable, right? Because if you always rely on one model and never look at multiple streams of income and never look at the possibility of being a business that has something that's highly consumable, where people need and want every day, and where a platform where you can do, if it's online, that's available across the world, because online is, there's no borders, almost no borders. So it brings to the point very well, because I guess, you know, for sure, that's from your experience in the banking business, right? In the cabinet business. And what was the other one?
We have real estate as
Real
well.
estate. Yeah. Oh, that's a real estate investment. So, you know, our platform is very simple. And we were talking a little bit earlier, because not everybody is like you and me. You know, we are mature business people, mature entrepreneurs who have been ups and downs and done many things to get the experience, to accumulate this experience. So not everybody's like us. So, but I think, you know, before we got on the call, we were talking about judgment, right? And perspective, because I don't think most people look at this business with and see the potential right away. As a matter of fact, I have to be very transparent. When I first started in the industry before Jeunesse, in 2006, in another company where I met Kim, I had no idea. But I saw her, you know, in another company become millionaire. I was like, wow, what kind of business is this? But so when I decided to do this new platform, Jeunesse, with Kim and, you know, 3 other people, the 5 of us, I never made much money in this industry. All I thought was, you know, it'd be nice to be debt free. It'd be nice to, you know, make 10 to 20,000 a month. That'd be nice. I mean, it doesn't matter where you live in the world, 10 to 20,000 a month consistently is pretty good in whatever business, right? I can live on that. And maybe someday I can accumulate maybe $5 million in the bank where I can live off the interest. That's what I thought, but never realized that, you know, it could be that and more. The possibility is infinite, and you saw it. And like you said, though, I think one of the most amazing things for me is to work with people just like you, who are seasoned entrepreneurs, who has a vision and want so much more. And you started on your journey. So it's a matter of just, I think it's just time and effort, isn't it?
It is.
Time and effort.
And I think like this, what I compare, because there's so many platforms similar, but they're not. And this platform, I was talking to someone that about cars, you know, I said, this platform is like the difference between like a Nissan or a Corolla, Toyota to a Tesla. You know, this platform is the Tesla model of this type of business. Why? Because the Tesla is like an office. You get in that car and you can do anything in that car. Like it helps you manage your time. It helps you manage the road. This is the same. You know, this platform that has been developed by Jeunesse through the founders, they did the 2.0 of, you know, these kinds of markets. And that's what, you know, Elon Musk did with the car, you know, and that's the one I really saw, because, you know, I've been approached by different people like about different in the past, but I never felt like it was the right. I wasn't too thrilled about the product. I wasn't too thrilled about the structure. It was always something, you know, and this was just so simple, but it's not simple-minded. Like I said, you know, the products are developed by top-notch doctors. You know, they are so far advanced. I was reading an article about like beauty experts say the latest and newest trend is everything stem cells, everything stem cells. Jeunesse has been doing that for 10 years. Stem cells for 10 years. They have hopped on the trend so far in advance that now people are, you know, jumping on board. So I just think that this is an awesome vehicle that we have, and I'm just really thankful for the, you know, being able to share how, if you just commit to your beliefs, if you just commit to one that you believe you'll succeed, you've defined the opportunity by being here. But you need to define the opportunities of this business every day, you know, And then what is your role? You know, what is it that we want every day through this platform? And it's either to, you know, be a leader and to, you know, be supportive and be helpful, and then also commit to the beliefs that we are, you know, the beliefs that you have, you know, your vision board. And I think through that and being optimistic, you can be like Samson.
Well, well, okay, no, or like Patty. Well, I think maybe at this time, you know, we share, especially through your story. There's a lot of nuggets out of there, a lot of golden nuggets in there. I don't know. I hope that people have picked it up or they have taken notes, because you know, a lot of times when we're in business, we talk about, oh, the number, the return, the investment, the amount of time and effort, the pipeline, all that. But, you know, on the other side, there's the human side, because it takes you, right? The people out there, you know, I would say it's not as simple as if I can do it, you can do it, but it's definitely as simple as you wish it to be. If you can, you know, you can take away your own judgment about the business and just look at it purely from the ground up, and reserve your judgment and follow the training like you have done, Patty, and then just do it over and over and over and over again. And then it's very simple, just by sharing what you have done with your team. That's called leading by example, that the duplication start working. People start doing what you do. If you can do it successfully, share with them how you do it, from the specific action to the the emotional aspect of it and the mental aspect of it, because that's what people, that's the very human side. And, you know, for me in the industry, I've seen many people, they become successful, they become diamond like a rocket. But there are other people, maybe they come into the business, they haven't learned the lessons in business. They have to learn that through what we do. Right. On a daily, and it could be easy, it could be tough, but somehow they still make it because they were tenacious. They never let go of their vision. Like, you know, you have your vision board, Patty, right? I mean, never let go of the vision. Now, what I would say is, you know, it's great that you share it. I mean, a lot of people, they don't even do it. They don't even know what that is, but you take the time to, you know, do some clippings and pictures and all that and put it together, what you want out of life. I would say not out of jeunesse, but out of life. And let's use this platform, drive it like a Tesla. You know, drive it fast, right? Why not? So I, you know, that's part of it. Maybe for right now, we can open the chat. The chat is already open, everybody. Feel free. We can keep talking, but anybody out there around the world, feel free to ask any question for Patty and me. We'll be happy to answer them for you. You know, at this time, I know that, and then we'll keep talking as people, you know, if they want to ask a question. At this time, you know, in the US and Canada, we are starting to open up the economy, you know, and we are becoming very steady. I would say don't watch all the news out there. It's not necessarily true. Just look at where you are. More important is, yeah, ask any question. That's okay. That's right, Patty. Thanks for telling them. You know, people are still adjusting to how to do the business correctly. Look, we have Sanjay. Sanjay, I know Sanjay from India. He asked if we have finished with warm leads, how to build business through cold leads. What do you think about that, Patty?
You know, what I think is get involved with something. You know, I met a couple of really good, like my Tesla, you know, I got the guy, I'm warming up to the guy that test drove, gave me the test drive. And, you know, it was just by sharing very calmly, you know, about like, you know, what are our dreams, what are, you know, what has he been up to? And he has like lots of different kinds of entrepreneurial experience, owned a dog grooming business and that kind of stuff. And so I said, hey, you know, are you ever interested in doing other kinds of business? And he's like, yeah, I'm always interested. And, you know, we exchanged numbers, and he has a wife and 2 kids, and his wife is not working because she used to work at Disneyland. So, you know, I think you just have to, make human connections either. And I know right now it's a difficult time to do it, but there's still opportunities, of doing that, by being involved in a group that you feel. Another group I was very involved with was, I fostered puppies. I had over 50 puppies that my kids and I took care of. And it was something that I did because I wanted my children to learn, the responsibilities and if they were ready to have a dog. And from that, I made like lots of relationships, and those are people I'm warming up to. So there's a lot of like little things, but, be true to yourself. Like, don't be in something that you're going to be painstaking, doing, I know a lot of my team members, they're doing Zumba, and they have contacted a lot of people through that. So there's just, and Yvonne, she did the chamber because she's an entrepreneur. Like, she loves talking to people about business. And so from that, she engaged with people with business, so wow. That's how I think you should enjoy, because those leads are going to be cool, but then you're going to warm up and there's soon going to be people that you are involved.
That's an incredibly good suggestion, because one thing with that is, as you get involved with the things you love and you're true to yourself, other people see that you're involved because you're really passionate about whatever the cause or the group is. And the same people with the same passion, it's very easy to bond. So it's incredibly well put, the way you say that, get involved with something you love. That's great. Great suggestion. Now, Sanjay always say people are holding on to their money because of uncertain times. So the spending habit is reduced and not open to new things. Now, what I would say is, and then we'll turn to you, Patty. What I would say is that, doing a business is about making money. It's not about spending money. When you look at, what you can make, look, if you buy a Supreme package for $500 US, you get $100 fast start. If you share with 5 other people and they buy the same package, you make your money back. So, in business, it's not about only how much you invest, it's about how much you can make. And then I would say, each of us know at least 100 to 200 people. And if we go through it, I'm sure I can, find 5 people that are interested in making money also, or to start a business, or 5 people that need the product. Now, Patty, what do you say to that? What do you say to his question, Sanjay's question?
I think you need to see, are these people that are really wanting to create a business, or are they just wanting to use the product? And so, I know these products, to use them and not create a business, it's expensive. And I think about, like, this is the stuff that movie stars use, this is why they look great, because they spend money on their health and wellness. And when I was searching for, good supplements, I was spending a lot of money, and I wasn't even sure of like the research on them and stuff like that. And this was such a sound product, because all the research is substantiated with the product. So I just think, like, you have to see, like, is it health that they're looking for? You can't pay for health. It's much cheaper than, being in the hospital for 4 months and paying $1 million. You have to, tell them the importance of their health. Or if they're looking for a business, that you have to kind of share with them how much every other business costs, and how this is one of my friends, this business is really doing, it's so, none of my friends are able to do this type of business online, like their hair salons or their travel agents. And now they're managing their little teams through this. So I just think that you have to, like, highlight what it is that makes this business viable during these times is the most important. I think we have, like, the cherry on top, because why we can highlight and showcase this business as one of, it's, everything is affected by things, but it's one of the least effective compared to, like, all the other traditional businesses. So
that's right. As long as the company can keep shipping products, as long as the company can keep paying people, yeah, we can do the business.
Yes.
Now, of course, Sanjay is in India, and I would say to Sanjay that one thing India doesn't lack is people.
Yes, sure.
1.4 billion right now. So there's a lot of Indians in India. So I would be, if we're going to go fishing, you might as well go fish in a pond that has fish. I mean, what I mean is people who are active, and you know what? Some people need to, and he actually said your comment. That's true. How to reach people to be proactive and take action to keep themselves healthy. Well, you know what? Sometimes people need a kick in the pants too. Wake up!
But I think also is you being an example of it. I think that helps because Dr. Sway, she's an example. I trusted her because she was the person I know that always cared for my health. And I share with my friends because they know I always care about my health and my health, wealth, and beauty. Those are my three priorities in life. I mean, my kids and my husband. No, I'm just kidding. But I think that's you want to be the best representative of the product too. So
Okay.
and these products are so amazing, and I think that you just have to have that commitment to know, like, if they're not sold on it, you have to move on. You have to move on to someone else, because sooner or later, like, a couple of my friends are coming back to me, and saying, and that's okay. So it's not their time, is how I feel. So don't feel frustrated,
a lot
about
a
it.
lot of the time, it's to talk with somebody, to share with somebody, it's the amount of energy that you put forth. Your first is about your state of being, how excited you are, either with the opportunity or the product. But your state of being, your state of mind is so important. The outlook, your expression of your voice, the way you look, is very important. It makes people feel your vibe, I guess I can say. One of the things I think when it comes down to it about sharing, you gotta share from within your whole of the whole of your being. First, you got this company that have done more than $1 billion the last 5 years, 8 billion in this history. So the company can do a lot. The services are there already, where it's business in the box. Now it's up to us. Are we going to represent this brand properly, right? And then also in terms of being passionate about our own dream and what is possible, are we going to express that adequately to the people we share with? I think at the end of the day, that's the most important, right?
Yeah.
So now in closing, our time is up, Patty. In closing, maybe you can, maybe 30 seconds or a minute, maybe share with some folks a little wisdom of encouragement.
I think, remember this, optimism. Okay, this is something that I just think that is so poignant in terms of this business, because there's lots of businesses that have happened in the past. The stock market has plummeted and it's come, and so people are don't have faith in the stock market, but people can make money on the stock market. People have owned, like, the SIM cards. That was like the big thing. The flash drives. That's obsolete now. So I think timing for this business is prime. Also, you have to understand, like, optimism, in terms of, like, optimism is the faith that leads to achievement, no matter what. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. So you have to have hope and confidence in yourself, and that's something that someone very well known said, not myself, but Helen Keller, such an inspiration, a woman that was deaf, blind, and mute, was able to still have a successful and viable life. Here we are, we can speak, we can hear, we can see, and we have these opportunities in front of us. So it's our optimism. So yeah, there's people that have had other issues with other businesses, other MLMs, and we have to be able to empathize with, like, how they didn't succeed in the past, but also show how this platform is different. This is the Tesla of this company. So, and just be patient with those people, and by being a good, steward of the business, so that's all I have to say today.
Wow, great advice. I mean, it's not common advice. It's actually one of the most important uncommon advice that people need to hear. So, well, our time is up. And all of you out there has been great. And Pati, thank you for involuntarily being recruited to be a part of this co-creation of an hour of powerful sharing for the folks out there.
Samson, thank you. Anything I do with you is so much fun. You are just an inspiration to us all, and I really appreciate everybody. And let's do this together. We're in it together in so many levels. Let's create positivity in our lives here.
Yes, let's do it. Let's create more and more and more positivity and continue striving for success.
That's right.
So thank you, everybody out there. Take care of yourself, stay healthy. This is Samson Lee and
Pati Bustamante. Thank you all.
Thank you. We'll see you on the next webcast. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
God bless.
God bless you.
If you see something for yourself, get back to the person who shared this video with you. And don't forget to subscribe to the official USGS YouTube channel to receive future videos.